and that's the first 5 seconds of the recording.
It's not okay when Silent does it. Why do you think it's okay if you do it?
Because
do it.
I was getting the recording stuff going.
Fine, go ahead. We're leaving this in, by the way. Just
Okay.
for the fun factor. Just for the hilarious.
Squeak,
Okay,
motherfucker.
well, in that case, you guys don't get a fantastic intro by me. Go on, Gray.
Foster, no, give us an intro.
Nope, no intro this week. Intro canceled.
See, this is what happens.
You're fake, Foster. You're fake.
Good game.
Drama alert.
We gonna be talking about Keemstar then?
No, fuck that guy. That guy ruins people's lives. AKA I Fly Illini. Alright, so, yeah, this is the
No, you mean
ProQuicks podcast.
not AKA?
No, fuck off. No, I meant AKA, but alright. So, this is the ProQuicks podcast. What's going on, guys?
Hey! I wanted to start the podcast off with an annoyance. If that's alright.
Go ahead.
Batman
Alright,
Arkham
so-
Knights.
I went to the store today. Now,
Okay.
when I go to the store, I like to take the self-checkout because I don't really like interacting with cashiers. It's nothing against cashiers. I don't like... I
Foster
don't...
does not approve of human interaction.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't like... It's such a weird interaction. You're trying to buy something, and this person doesn't own the food, but it's their job to take this food that neither of you currently own and try to make you the owner of it. It's a weird thing. So I use the self-checkout because I'm more comfortable with a robot taking care of that. So I'm doing, the checkout. I get my all my food. I put in the bag, and there's a sticker on top of the little machine, and it says, "Please consider making a donation to BC Children's Hospital. It will round your current total up to the nearest dollar, and that donation will go right to BC Children's Hospital." And I'm thinking, this is like $4.50. That's a 50-cent donation. That's, no problem, whatever. So I see that you have to enter in a little code, and then it does it for you. So I enter it in, 45689, and I hit enter on the code. All of a sudden, a light goes off on the top of the, like, a little light by the checkout starts going off, and it says cashier assistance required. All of a sudden, everyone's looking at me while I'm trying to do this. 3 cashiers come over. The first 2 realize, let's let this third cashier take care of it. Cashier comes over and said, "Hey, do you need help? Did you make a mistake or something? You want to return something?" And I'm going, "No, I was pressing a code. I just
Trying to
was
give money
pressing.
to the kids.
I wanted to this money for them, kids, for the children." And then she goes, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Usually, there's someone standing here that'll help you with this. That'll ask you." I'm like that. In my head, I'm thinking this defeats the purpose of the self-checkout.
Exactly.
So she's like, okay, so she takes out her card and she swipes it, and I have to redo some of my food, and then she has to manually type in, 53 cents. I'm like, yeah, here we go, kids.
I've worked at groceries before, and this is true. Those things do not work half the time.
Why didn't it say, like, cashier assistance would be needed? If it said cashier assistance would be needed, I'd be like, sorry, kids, but, you don't get medicine today. That's how much I don't want to interact with the cashiers. I really don't like it. So, I just wanted to express my annoyance. I just want to go to the machine. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone while I'm getting my food. I don't want to talk to anyone while I'm buying my food. And I especially don't want to talk to anyone while I'm eating my food. Anyone I don't know. Like, that's the point.
Yeah.
But,
I think that shines light on why Amazon Prime should be a thing and why the drones.
People are trash talking it. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, what about the dilemma he was in, guys? This is a dire need.
I wanted I just want robots. That's what I discovered today is don't donate to children because people are gonna bug you.
Yep.
Yeah, come on.
This is why I like when it's, I'm watching the hockey game and it pops up, hey, would you like to donate to BC Children's Hospital? And then it has like a PayPal link, and I'm like, thank you. I don't have to call anyone. I don't have to deal with any crap. If I want to donate, I can do it electronically and anonymously, and that's the way it should be.
And to those of you who are socially awkward and just don't want to give a shit about humans, here's a PayPal link. I like that. I like that. So, by the way, about Amazon Prime, are they actually going to follow through on the drone thing? Have we heard?
I don't know. It's something that they definitely seem serious about it, but I don't know if it's really going to be a wide scale. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of circumstance for it to be available. I think that what you're going to see is you're going to go to Amazon, and there's going to be like a drone symbol by very select items. And then
yeah, but very select items.
Yeah,
like bread. We're not chancing that shit.
Well, they're not going to do everything by drone. It's going to be very specific things, and it's going to... You can only get it if you're within a certain city, because they only have, I think, 30 in the U.S. lined up for this program. So, I don't know. We'll see when it happens. But what I'd like to see is, like... Imagine...
I see one navigate the trees on my street.
Imagine, like, Valentine's Day. Everyone's, like, ordering chocolates on Amazon, and then you just see, like, an army of drones flying in the sky with, like, heart-shaped chocolates.
Before the show, Foster talked about a guy on Twitter and how he does the Let's Play, and he's in Ukraine, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's gunfire going back and forth. It's like, sorry guys, there's an LMG outside, can't do my Let's Play. This is the thing I'm imagining. I'm imagining
drones loud?
Like, sorry guys, these drones outside, people were procrastinating, and like he looks outside, he's doing a vlog, and you just see drone after drone launching these huge ass tubes of chocolates in them, like at each location.
Have, like, Flight of the Bumblebees going on while that's happening. Like, every drone should have Flight of the Bumblebees playing on, like, a speaker while they're flying over.
Playing it loud.
That sounds
scares
awesome.
the hell out of them.
Yeah,
here's your chocolate, asshole, and he's just firing.
Would be great.
Yeah. See, Amazon, why the hell aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
We just did it for you, really. We just came up with the...
And it's public domain, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Get shot down. Don't have to
We're
worry.
gonna kill all the birds.
Good.
There's just gonna be birds with decapitated birds falling from the sky.
Okay, look, Silent, do you want your chocolates or not on time?
I think a bird would know.
No, I just want them to decapitate all the birds.
If a bird can avoid another bird, it can avoid a drone.
But can it avoid decapitation?
But can America avoid America? Now let's move on to some news.
Okay, Batman Arkham Knight is coming out.
All right. Fine.
It's just jelly because
we're
getting Iron Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so they showed the trailer for Batman Arkham Knight. I don't know if either of you have seen it, but it is... from the trailer, it looks amazing. And I know it's, all CGI footage, but the concept alone is awesome. So this will be Batman Arkham Knight. It will be a sequel to Arkham City, so it won't be a prequel like Arkham Origins. And Scarecrow is a bad guy. I've always liked Scarecrow as a character.
Is it an exclusive to the Xbox One?
It's Xbox One, PS4, and PC from the trailer.
Okay.
So it will be on all next generation platforms. Remember last podcast I was whining about how they don't have games out for the new consoles that aren't also on the last generation? This is gonna do that! Batman was like, Foster needs me. And he came! This is amazing! And it's gonna...
I like the idea that you think Batman needs you.
Yeah. Silent, I linked you, so if you want to view
I need Batman. He goes, Foster needs me. I need Batman. He doesn't need me. He might. I don't know if he watches.
Must serve Foster.
Favorite, subscribe, Batman.
The question I want to know is, I know they're putting the Batmobile in it, but do they have any history of doing vehicle controls?
Who? Rocksteady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any.
What
game did they do that had a vehicle in it?
They had a game before their Arkham game. They had. I think it was a game about... It was on the original Xbox, and I think you were a cop, and you were going around beating the crap out of people.
Actually, I want to say something. I don't think that's an issue. I think when it comes to a groundbreaking new feature like slow motion and multiplayer, for example, which is near impossible, That's something
Well,
that you would ask, like, have
Oh
you
no,
guys done this before?
well,
vehicle
But
controls are
with
something you need to worry about because if
they
they
yeah,
can't
they
do it,
definitely
it's gonna
are.
suck.
But with all these other studios that have mastered it, there's no reason for them to say, well, you know what, guys, there's no demand for better vehicle controls, so you know what, let's just toss it in here, see what happens. They're going to be doing some work with it, and I don't think I don't think that's a necessary worry to have in the back of your mind. I mean, maybe, but we'll have to see where this goes. Because what was the last in the last game? You said it was Arkham Origins.
yeah,
How much money did they put into it? How much did they invest into actually
that
creating the
wasn't
game, and how
Rocksteady.
much did they get back in?
That wasn't Rocksteady. That was a
Then,
different company that was doing that.
so they're partnered, like Treyarch and Infinity
Uh,
Ward, or what?
kinda.
Okay, well, I guess, well,
But
has Rocksteady actually made any of the Batman games
yeah,
then?
they made the first two. It was a
Well,
third company or a second company that made the third game.
I guess we can see what they invested
Yeah.
into each of those games, and then,
I keep I keep trying to say what I want to
go
say.
ahead,
It
cut me
doesn't
off, man.
with the company. It doesn't really matter if the company has experience with vehicles as much as it does how much experience does the engine have with
Yeah.
vehicles. And considering
Okay.
it's the Unreal Engine, they're gonna have no issue.
Well done. Yeah, I agree. I will say though, what their games have mastered is the PvP or PvC. You know, player versus computer, player versus
Yeah.
yeah enemies. I think they mastered that.
Their combat is so fluid and
Hmm.
perfect. Every other game that I've played since Arkham Asylum, if it has hand-to-hand combat that is pretty good, it doesn't feel good anymore. If it's not Arkham level, it's just garbage to me. You need that fluidity that they have mastered. They have perfected brawling in video games. That action type of video game has been changed forever because it's the best combat system I've ever played. Usually, video games I play for kind of a mix of combat, and I don't really like fighting the enemies as much as I do exploring. That's just the type of gamer I am. In Batman, it's like, give me more bad guys. I want to
This
fight more
is.
bad guys.
I want to say something. Okay, I'm gonna link this in the description. But at 1 minute, 1 second, he looks like he's a little body and a huge ass head. Silent. Skip to 1 minute, 1 second on the video, and it looks hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
he
fine.
walks away and he looks like
Oh
a
wait, yeah, yeah, I see
bobblehead.
what you
It's
mean. I see what you
hilarious.
mean. It's like a forced perspective type of thing. But that trip was great. It's Thomas Wayne reading like a note, like a last will and testament type of thing, as a narration for Batman, and it's so cool. I am very excited. It's going to be 5 times bigger than Arkham City, which was a huge game. This
Wow, he
is
does have a
special.
really big head.
Kevin Conroy's returning as Batman, which, you can't get much better than Kevin Conroy. Although, uh, in all
Fucking Ben
fairness,
Affleck.
Arkham
Ben
Arkham
Affleck.
Origins was pretty good.
You guys see it, right?
Yeah,
Good, because
yeah.
it's hilarious.
I mean, sure.
Mm.
But Batman, freaking Arkham, freaking
Big
Knight,
head mode.
so good.
Didn't the first game have big head mode?
Uh, no, I don't. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Hmm,
It was like an Easter egg thing you could do with the little scanner thing. You could activate big head mode.
huh. But I love the Arkham Asylum, or Arkham video games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins. I love them.
So Foster, I think the real question here is how gay are you for Batman?
So gay, dude. So gay. Nah, seriously
There you
though, like Batman. When I was a kid, Batman was my favorite superhero, and I would be made fun of because all that we had was bad Batman games and Batman and Robin in the theaters, and it was shameful to be a Batman fan until 2006 when it kind of had this rebranding, and then the Arkham Asylum game comes out, Arkham City comes out, and it's the best superhero game ever.
Yeah, like everyone is supposed to love Batman, and it's now
Yeah,
the other way around. If you don't, you're a weirdo.
I know, finally, I can express my love of Batman. I wasn't allowed to love Batman for so long. It was all secretive, and I'm like, yeah, my favorite
Yeah, I was oppressed. I was oppressed. Exactly.
Spider-Man.
That's hilarious. I was oppressed, and now I can finally be myself.
I mean, it used to be Spider-Man or any of the X-Men. It was Marvel mostly. There wasn't very
Yeah.
much love for Batman, Superman had really gone downhill. And then Batman, late 2000s, just takes over. There's no cooler superhero now in the spotlight than Batman.
Iron Man.
And then the
Iron
Avengers.
Man's pretty close. But Iron Man doesn't have like the video game market. If
Yeah, it doesn't
he
have the
had the video game market, I mean, he might be
I was
right
just
there.
talking as a
Yeah.
superhero.
Ah,
Iron
yeah.
Man. Well, actually, technically, my favorite would be Spawn.
You know what?
There should be a Spawn game. How is that not
There
happening?
has been.
No,
It
like I
was
mean, like a
okay.
good Spawn game.
It's really hard because he has so many different things he can do,
Yeah, well,
and they're so very
picture it
different.
like a Devil May Cry type of game. That could be cool.
Yeah.
You ever been into Spawn, Gray?
What is it?
He's a superhero. Well,
Hmm.
Anti-hero.
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
anti-hero.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say super anti-hero, but that sounded weird. It's a really dark hero, but it's really cool. Had a pretty good TV show for a while.
Yeah, that was a really good TV show.
Yeah.
Movie was, but
Yeah. Definitely recommend looking into it. There should have been a good game by now. How has no one picked up on this? I mean, you get like Epic to make a game with Spawn, that'd be cool.
yeah.
But so far nothing. All right, we could talk more about Arkham games if you want.
I have a question.
All right.
Should I buy the next Arkham game then?
Day one, absolutely.
Okay.
Like for me, all the Arkham games they've been very good games. Arkham City, better than Arkham Origins, but that was handled by a different company, so it's understandable. This is Rocksteady again. It looks like they've completely upped the game. It's a true next-gen title. It's coming out, people are saying October. They said 2000.
Apparently, they stopped calling it next gen. Apparently, now it's
Well,
current
it's
gen.
current gen. It's not going to be on the last-gen consoles, which is big, because pretty much every big game this year is going to be also on the last-gen consoles, not the new Batman game. And they've been, historically, great games. Spider-Man 2 was my favorite superhero game for like a decade. Arkham City absolutely holds that honor now. So I'm excited, especially with Scarecrow as the bad guy. Very cool bad guy.
Yeah, see, I was looking at the trailer and, man, it's so sad. Like, Batman is the only guy that's actually competent in fighting.
Yeah.
Everyone else just kicks the cop's ass. Like, you see the cop driving. Two cops are driving down. They're shooting at, and he can't shoot for shit. But they're trying to get away from this
Bad guys
guy.
just destroy him. The first game, I'm going to get minorly spoilerish, very minorly. First game, Joker takes over Arkham Island. Second game, they take over, all the bad guys take over Arkham City. This game, it looks like Gotham's completely been taken over. Maybe a little bit of Arkham City as well.
So what are you
And
supposed to
maybe
do in
Metropolis.
What?
What about Metropolis?
Metropolis? Maybe. There is a weird reference to Metropolis in Arkham City. Because Hugo Strange was one of the bad guys. He was talking about how he was going to spread to Metropolis once he's completely taken over Gotham.
Like, what exactly in Arkham games are you supposed to be doing? Like, obviously you're supposed to be kick ass. Your watch is always supposed to be set to time to kick ass. But what exactly are you supposed to do when it's time to kick ass?
Basically, you're hunting down. Like all the Arkham games have a lot of bad guys in them. It's never just one guy. So basically, you're hunting down the bad guys one at a time. Usually, you get like the lower guys and then move on up. And then you're taking on like Two-Face, Killer Croc. You're taking on Bane. And then eventually you get to the guy who's orchestrating all this, which in Arkham Asylum was the Joker. In Arkham City was Hugo Strange. And then it's like this epic battle at the very end. And it never has disappointed me.
And that sounds
How do you have an epic battle with a doctor?
Well, it
cancer patient.
Orchestrates it. I don't want to get into spoilers here, but it's not necessarily him that you're battling. I'll say that. Very good games. Highly recommend. If you haven't played Arkham City or Arkham Asylum, maybe you can probably skip Arkham Asylum. It's a great game, but Arkham City is just it hits every single head, every coffin, nail. I don't even know. It's good. It's very good.
Use your words, Foster.
Yeah, I get excited when I talk about Batman. Like I'm salivating now. I'm like, more games. I love the Arkham games. I really do. It's a series that has sparked a gamer passion in me that I haven't felt in a long time for a new franchise.
Hmm. I really wish I had that because I remember back in
Arkham
Modern
City, grab it.
Warfare 2. I probably will now, but I remember back in Modern Warfare 2, that was like a really, really amazing series at the
Yeah,
time. It wasn't all this hate on COD. To my knowledge, I wasn't really around on the YouTube scene looking at the comments like I am now. I was definitely, watching videos at that time, but nowhere near as
on
much as
Gears and
I
on
am.
Halo, there absolutely was hate on COD.
Of course, well,
Yeah,
on COD videos it was not as much,
yeah,
but I was excited. Like whenever at E3 I heard about Modern Warfare 3, there was that E3 trailer, and it was. I think Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 had the best leaks ever. It would do the little zap thing, the heartbeat sensor type thing, and it would show MW2, MW3, whatever, in the green wire. Do you
yeah,
know what I'm talking about?
yeah. I
Yeah,
get it.
and it would make all of these type Morse code type, jagged spikes, and from that you can tell they are saying this, that, and that. There's going to be this, that, and that, etc. And
Yeah,
so I think that was the best reveal trailer ever. It was real short, but it was the best reveal trailer because it not only gave you, hype, but I think MW3 lived up to that hype, in my opinion. It was my favorite COD of all time. So because I had a lot of good times on it, but yeah, that was
I
whenever I got into the YouTube scene.
I wouldn't say that's the best reveal trailer ever
For COD,
for
not
COD.
not
Yeah,
for all games. I mean, Halo 3, that some of their trailers beat the fuck out of COD's MW3 trailer, but it probably from COD series in general, I think was the best, right next to Black Ops 2 and COD Black Ops 1. So,
well, I mean that
uh,
was the first real big game since they really started to make it. Like they really hit the scene with Call of Duty 4. Before that, they were a
World
very
War
minor
Two.
franchise.
which one?
Like
Everyone was doing World War Two back then.
Yeah,
That used to be the big thing, were World War Two shooters.
and they were
yeah,
living in the
and
shadow of Battlefield, of Medal of Honor, of Halo, even of Gears of War to an extent. It's not a first-person shooter, but it was
yeah, and then
the
they
same sort
dropped
of.
COD 4. I'll draw a comparison. Whenever we dropped the two nukes on Japan, that was like when COD 4 came out. Whenever they dropped COD 4, it was like they bombed the whole entire fucking community and then they rebuilt it. And
Yeah,
and that's whenever everyone catalyzed. Battlefield 4, sorry, Battlefield,
yeah,
Battlefield 2142, they jumped up 4+ years. I mean, over 4 years, they jumped up like 70 years, and for 2142, 100 and something years. Yeah, 100 years. And it was amazing. It
yeah.
was really amazing. And you know what? I don't know where they're going to go from this. If they wanted to go futuristic, it would be Halo, just with different engine, or a Titanfall. But it appears
It would
that
absolutely be Titanfall too.
the new COD, it was leaked by Drifter, a developer gave Drifter, a YouTuber, all of these media files, and it looks much more realistic around, it's past the time of Black Ops 2, that is, not too realistic,
Yeah,
not too futuristic, but it looked very futuristic compared to Black Ops 2. So
yeah.
we'll just see how it goes, and it looks very interesting. So, yep. New topic or stay on this one?
Let's keep talking about Batman. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay, change the subject.
yeah, you know
I'll
what,
still talk
Silent?
about Batman for days.
Yeah, Silent. Do you want
I
to
know I'm
talk
tired.
about your experience in Battlefield 4 now, or?
Sure,
Okay.
I think the PC version is kind of just it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like they were just sort of like contemplating, how do I word this? It's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is terrible.
So I've been playing since the beta, and Silent and I were talking about this before Foster joined in, but it was latency and netcode, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I should probably say, like, I'm not sure if you would agree with this, Silent, but I feel like you're a much tougher critic than like I would be. Like
I
I
like that.
Oh,
enjoy a
I'm a
lot more
very
games.
tough critic.
Yeah. Like for me, if I have fun playing a game, then I'm not gonna trash talk it, even if there was a lot of problems going into it. If I had fun, I'm most likely to say something pretty nice about the game. So I guess I'm an easy critic when it comes to that. I mean, you see like my mod showcases. No matter what the mod showcase, I do like handpick the ones I like, but I always have something good to say about everything when it comes to video games. Like even Duke
Hmm.
Nukem Forever. I have
Oh
good things to say
shit.
about that game. A lot of people crap on that game. It's not as bad as people thought. The thing that was bad about it
It's not
was
as
the
bad
wait.
as people say it is, but it's not as good as people wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like if I can say good things about Duke Nukem Forever, that says something about my rating system. But Silent is I guess for the people who really want perfection, listen to
Hmm.
Silent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Silent,
Um.
it's like, all right, so if it's not Game of the Year, yeah,
Yeah. But I like that though. I mean, he's not unfair
yep.
like IGN, but I do
Well,
agree with a
IGN's
lot of
just all over
critiques.
the place and weird about it. Like
Yeah.
Silent,
Well.
at least it makes sense with his
Yeah. Yeah.
reasoning.
Yeah.
I
I
read an
like how you
IGN
worded
review.
it
I
that
don't
one
remember what
time.
game it was, but they were criticizing the game because they felt that there could have been an artful sex scene halfway into the game, and I'm like, dude,
What
this is
what
like
game was
Super
this?
Luigi U. I don't
What?
They wanted
Wait. What?
tasteful side boob.
I don't know what they want. It was like a
Oh
weird thing. I was
shit.
reading it, and I'm like, what? You're
This
giving it a
game
lower
needs
Now,
more
score because
tasteful
of that?
side boob.
Foster, I like how you worded it a couple conversations ago. You said it's really not about the game; it's about the art. Now it could have been the most fun game ever, but if they couldn't really, if they didn't get the optic flare right, then it just
Yeah,
wasn't
there's too
that
much of
The
good.
that in Battlefield 4
feel
too,
the
by the
story.
way.
No, 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 no. In
There's
Battlefield 3, there
way
was a
too much
lot of
lens
pushing,
flare in that.
and there was a lot of lens flare. In
You can't
Battlefield
get too
4,
much
I
lens
cannot agree
flare.
with that. I cannot agree with that at all.
I
I do not see
hate
lens.
lens flare.
I don't agree. I
Well,
do
you're
not agree.
colorblind. You see it differently.
I don't. Do people actually get this in reality? I don't have lens flare when I look at light.
You know what? You were
You do
absolutely
wait. No,
right.
no, hold
And
on.
you
Have you
just
ever looked at a light through like a pane of glass?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's where you get it, but in reality, you don't get that. Now, I can say
I
actually,
just said what glass isn't reality. We're looking through to some other dimension here.
I was about to back you up, Foster, but fuck you.
I take back what I just said. Go on,
Silent.
Greg.
I will say that I think all of the player models in Battlefield 4 have glasses, or they're looking through a plastic visor. So plastic, I don't know, probably not. But I can look it up on Battlelog right now. The models,
Well,
since
I mean, the idea is that you're looking at this through essentially a camera,
visor.
and on
Well,
natural
yeah, but
cameras, you're gonna
if
get that lens flare.
if they're gonna be saying this is the most realistic thing ever, and then it's really not, what the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, um, not all of them have it. The some of the Russian models, some of the Chinese models.
I always
It
kind of
seems to be
felt like
it seems to be half and half. Like each faction, two of them do have glasses on, two of them don't, or not glasses, but some sort of visor. But yeah, you know what? You are right. You are right. Have you played the campaign at least?
No,
Fucking up, man. You're fucking up. I will
uh,
say, Battlefield 3, that campaign, I
I didn't
like.
even play that campaign.
Yeah, I don't suggest
The
it.
only shooter campaigns I feel obligated to play were the Halo ones.
So look, Battlefield 4, and I do agree with you on Halo because those campaigns have a true storyline to them. But with Battlefield, they hired a new director or story
Battle,
right or director, yeah, and it was worth it. It's only 8 in each episode, or each mission is like an hour long to do if you're going to do it completely. But for 8 hours of gameplay, it's amazing. It really is. Like, it's not top of the line Halo 3 campaign, but it really
to
is
be
an
fair, a lot of
amazing.
people didn't like the Halo 3 campaign when it was out.
When it was out, what do you mean by that?
Like, I think we have as gamers, we tend to look back at all these games that we used to play through rose-colored glasses. At the time, people were trash talking the Halo 3 campaign as much as they were all the other Halo games.
well, Halo 2, here's the thing. Halo 2's campaign was amazing up until the end.
That's the only one that I
Yeah,
will really trash talk.
you told us about that a couple.
The end was kind of ruined it,
Yeah.
But when you come to just look at like the rest, if you take out the end and look at the rest of it, it's spectacular.
I would love to see if they had a statistic of like the amount of players that the first word they say once they see the credits is "That's it." Everyone thought there was another level, and Bungie even said that they were actually making another level, but they had to scrap it to get Halo 2 out on time. There was
Oh,
supposed
that's
to be another level
bullshit.
there.
That's
Yeah, blame
bullshit.
Microsoft.
Yeah. So
Damn it, Microsoft. All right, fine. Shift
I
your
don't
blame.
I don't get
on
angry when I play games. That's the only time I recall throwing a controller at my wall.
I cannot like I can agree with you. You shouldn't be getting mad while playing a game, but I still do, and I try not to. And I
I
need
get
to.
mad, but that's the only time I remember throwing a controller. I had a
um,
friend who broke his freaking controller over that.
eh. New topic.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I got into the Elder Scrolls Online beta. Should
Oh,
we talk
really?
about that?
Son of a
By all
bitch.
means, bring it up.
Okay,
Well, you're out of it already, so it doesn't matter.
I am out of it now.
I
But
better be getting that damn monkey.
yeah, I owe
You're
Silent
out the
my
top.
monkey. People who
Speaking of
participated in that beta got a free monkey pet. I owe it to
Oh,
Silent, I guess. I'm not sure if
damn!
you can even give it away, but if I can, I'll give it to Silent. But
You
yeah,
heard it here.
that is. I didn't expect it to look as good as it did. Like, there were bugs and issues and all that stuff, but from, I guess, a perspective of this is an MMO and it looks like a console game, that's pretty impressive. It looks better than Skyrim, and it's, what, like 20 times bigger, and it has thousands of people all logging in at the same time. It looks like a
And
great
a
game.
boob slide bar.
They
Say
do
again.
have a boob
Silent?
slide bar. Oh, I made
Oh,
my dude. It has like Skyrim had pretty good character creation.
You made
I really
Faustina?
like this character creation.
okay.
I made a dark elf that looks like Woodsman. It's very funny.
Oh, you didn't make Faustina yet?
I didn't make
So
Faustina yet. I will make Faustina.
the beta is over,
It's
correct?
over now. They're going to be doing another beta and then I think launch.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Well, you
watch
have to get a second code for the second beta.
Yeah,
Too bad I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Logan already promised it to me.
I'm
If he
getting
gets another one.
Wait,
I'm
wait. How does
getting
Logan have connections?
because you got in the beta before us. Basically, the way it works, from what I understand, is you get in the beta, and then the next beta you're automatically in, but you also get a code that you can give to a friend.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And it's a little more graphics intensive than I'm being beamed up, Scotty. Sorry about that. It's a little more.
Did he beam it? Did he take out somebody's organs?
No, he
Beam
just
them
added
out?
lens flare.
Just a slight reference that Foster will get.
Yep, I like that reference. That was an amazing scene. But what I want to say, Elder Scrolls Online, a little more graphics intensive than I thought. That being said, I was still able to run it on high, not ultra high graphics, but that's pretty good. If you disable shadows, you get a lot better frame rate going. I went from like I had Fraps running because I like to have Fraps to sort of test that. I had Fraps going. I had 90 frames, and then when I removed shadows, it went up to 120. That's pretty good.
It's a lot of frames.
A lot of frames. So I tried running it on ultra high, but my frames went down to like 20. So
June. We have to wait till June. I refuse. Damn.
right now, like I was really excited for Elder Scrolls Online. Now I see it more as like I can play this until Batman. I really want to play. I know I keep bringing back to Batman, but yeah, Batman.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um.
have you
Mhm.
guys seen the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Xbox One footage?
No.
It
No.
looks pretty good. Like it, not
Oh,
Batman, but
that's a first on the
The
Xbox
last
One.
Spider-Man game I played was on the N64.
you didn't play Spider-Man 2? That was an amazing game. Best superhero game until Arkham City came along.
What about the Hulk Ultimate Destruction
What? Oh, no. Not
and the
even.
Wolverine game?
Nope. Nope. uh, for me, it was Spider-Man 2, and then Batman. Oh, that's the noise I made when I first put in
What about
Arkham.
Soul Calibur 2?
That's what.
Oh, the Xbox.
uh,
It had
but
Spawn in it.
okay.
It's a superhero game.
I don't know what to say now. I'm stunned. It's the best. Yeah, you just stunned me. Thanks for that. I've been stunned. Scotty! Yeah, he's not here anymore. He's not
Scotty
listening.
can't save you now.
No. Batman?
Batman can save you now.
God dang it, Jarrett!
Jared's busy.
Alright. But, yeah, if you guys... Any questions about the Elder Scrolls Online beta that I might be able to answer?
How big can you make the boobs?
Oh, shit.
I didn't make a female character, but I saw some running around. They were pretty big.
Excellent.
Wow. Okay.
Do they jiggle?
They do.
Do you think it's actually going to live up to the hype?
That's... If they can remove 90% of the bugs, then yeah, probably.
Okay.
But it's
So-
really buggy. I was having a lot of issues. I think there was a lot of issues with the server. A lot of people were logging on a lot more than they expected, which I don't understand how no game company has ever been able to anticipate how many people log in at one time.
Yeah.
So I was having issues with that. There was a few quest bugs where a quest wasn't completing, or I was being directed to go to the wrong area. Like the little marker was not where it should have been.
Yeah.
But other than that, the combat was good. It was pretty much like you would expect in an Elder Scrolls game, except you have unlimited arrows for whatever reason. Unless that was glitch. But it was-
World of Warcraft got rid of arrows a long time ago, and that's just a standard thing to do with MMOs now because range classes get really bitchy about having to keep arrows on them.
Yeah. I just expected kind of Elder Scrolls game. Part of it is keeping the arrows that you find off of dead bodies or that you recover off of the things that you kill. But I'm not gonna mind as someone that uses a bow a lot. I'm not gonna mind that at all. But overall, the game, I feel I'm still cautiously optimistic about it because there were issues that I was having. I only was able to log in like 4 or 5 times because the server kept going down. There kept being these bugs. It actually crashed a couple times, which that was a bit of a shame. But it is a beta. That being said, if they fix those parts of it, it will be a really solid MMO. Don't know if it's priced right, but it should be able to compete with World of Warcraft.
It's $60 plus a $15 a month.
Yeah, monthly, and they had a good reason for that. It was no microtransactions, which is good.
Yeah.
And to filter all of the fillers, so that's good. It's good.
Yeah, I mean that will pay for them to fix the servers, fix all the bugs.
Yeah, definitely. And keep maintaining them. That is, it gives them incentive to keep going instead of that just that $60. And I will say,
it's just a tough thing to cough up, especially when money's tight and you're like, well, $15 a month.
I already have Netflix, Spotify Premium, and I already subscribe to 3 people on Twitch. How am I ever gonna afford this? Yeah.
Wow, dude. Man, ritzy GreyShamrock over here.
No, I don't. That's not me, but
okay.
There are some people out there. Now, I will say, Foster, keep talking about this throughout the podcast. I want to hear more about this, but I want to bring up some breaking news we heard about a week ago.
Is it breaking now?
It's not breaking news if it happened a week ago.
Look, man, it's pretty breaking if you bought it, and it's not breaking news. I'm sorry, but Dean Rocket, from DayZ, said and released he's officially going to be leaving the DayZ and Bohemia Interactive development at the end of 2014. Let's talk about this asshole.
Well, hold on. I didn't realize that it wasn't his own company that was.
Oh no, Bohemia Interactive. Bohemia is way bigger than him.
I know, but I didn't realize that it was Bohemia. I guess that was working on this. I really thought that it was his own team. Apparently, he didn't have anyone from his own team. He was working with.
No, he has his own team. It's much smaller than Bohemia, of course, but Bohemia is way, way, way bigger than him. Like, if he wanted to, and he did this, since he went to go take pictures of a military base to kind of accurately depict a military base in game.
Got arrested.
Yeah, he got arrested for that, and because he was a dumbass about doing it. He would go to Bohemia and say, look, we need permission to do this. Give me Czech Republic's permission. They'd give it to him. Boom. Done. Well, if Bohemia wanted to, I'm pretty sure they could hire a hit on him, and no one will ever know. I'm pretty sure that would be a thing. So yeah, it's quite amazing. But yeah, let's talk about this asshole. First off, he took 6 months off, half a fucking year from where DayZ was supposed to be released, DayZ standalone, and which means 6 months of development time on it to go climb fucking Mount Everest. And then this guy, like a dumbass, does shit illegally and gets arrested, and he is in a dispute of whether or not he was guilty or not. Whatever. This guy's bullshit, and he just fucked everyone over. His DayZ team, of course, Bohemia will continue to work on it. His DayZ team is going to be leaving Bohemia Interactive and leaving them with DayZ. How much bullshit is this?
Not very much. Not as much as you're making it out to be, at least.
Yeah.
It's absolute bullshit.
No, man. Listen, sure, he didn't handle things properly, but, I mean, this is a guy who, he still made DayZ.
DayZ is his baby. He needs to stick by it until it's 18, kick it out the door, and say bye.
What about, no, listen, what about Ken Levine, who recently shut down his studio, and now another studio is taking care of BioShock. He laid off his workers. And this is the video game industry. This is the way things go. Once you stop feeling the passion for a game, you have to cut your ties. And that's what studios have done time and time again.
Foster. But what this just isn't acceptable. I hate to use this word this way, but it's in a lack of a better term. He manipulated people into thinking there was going to be development time over the next year. Though we haven't seen many updates since then. And he's leaving at the end of this year.
Well, here's why I can kind of...
standalone will require, and just to get to beta will take more than a year and a half, perhaps 2 years.
All right, here, maybe I'm going to say something that might make you kind of see this in a different light. This guy is a mod developer, not a game developer. And he thought that he understood what he needed to do because he was so good with mods. And he was thrown into a world... He wasn't able to handle it. He couldn't handle the development process of a professional game. And
I disagree. I disagree.
Have you ever made a game or a mod?
Why did he sign up also for Arma 3 DayZ? Why did he do that if it was so much stress? Money?
This is a dude.
What was it for?
This is a dude who was trying to capitalize on a really cool creation of his own.
And he manipulated people into thinking there was going to be better development time, more intensive development time over his period of time.
And Peter Molyneux manipulated people into thinking there was going to be aspects of Fable 2 that there weren't in Fable 3. It's not manipulation. It's more not being able to live up to the idea in your mind.
It's unfair.
As a gamer, you can feel like this is unfair, but the fact is, this affects him and his company. This doesn't affect you as a gamer. You're going to choose whether or not to buy this product, this finished product. And if you're upset because you bought into the beta, you bought into something that you knew was early access, that was a beta, that might not live up to what you have in your mind.
That may be true. But if, and I'm just saying if, that is completely true and he brings that up, then the question arises, why did you manipulate people into thinking there was going to be heavy development time from your team specifically on the standalone while Bohemia took
not manipulation.
The DayZ mods? That is because he took the money and ran after standalone launched. Okay, that's really what he did.
It didn't launch.
DayZ standalone
it's
launched.
Still not
it's
done.
a pre-alpha. I get that, but whenever the pre-alpha launched, ready for $30 of sale, we were all going to see heavy, intensive development and updates in this standalone, in this game. And that's bullshit. It really is. And
listen, he was not the one guy that was doing everything. This game is still going to have that kind of work done on it. The team is still there. The team's still working on it. He's just not a part of the picture anymore.
I think DayZ, his DayZ team is moving back to New Zealand with him, leaving Bohemia. But it's a matter of principle then. Why? Look, Foster, if it's... I get your point, and I can agree with it to an extent, but if it's so stressful, am I right? If it's so stressful and it's so
my
intensive...
issue isn't that it's stressful or intensive. My issue is with gamers that feel they are entitled to these games. That they are entitled to
Foster,
have this because it's
you're
good
right.
and cool.
I can agree, and I'm not trying to be entitled.
I know exactly where you're coming at. I'm just trying to calm you down because you're kind of getting on the territory where people might see this.
No, I'm yelling louder than everyone. That means I'm fucking right. All right, so no.
Batman.
But look, I just find it bullshit that if he's going to say I do not want to do this anymore. Why did he and his team sign up to do DayZ standalone? DayZ mod on Arma 3 as well. Why did he do that and then put more of a load on Bohemia?
Yeah,
that's
sucks
bullshit.
when it happens in the video game industry, but it's happened before. You look at 3D Realms, and they're like, yeah, we're going to be making Duke Nukem. It's going to be pretty cool. Duke Nukem Forever. 1998 comes out. They have a fantastic trailer. They delay the game. 2001 comes out. Fantastic trailer. They delay the game. And they delayed it. I think they ended up costing their company and their publisher millions and millions of dollars. And they had to take the title away from 3D Realms and give it to Gearbox, right?
Yeah.
And Gearbox had to take what was left and try to make something profitable after.
Wow.
And those
Good game, Gearbox. Good game, Gearbox. Good game. Did Gearbox have a hand in Borderlands or no?
Yeah.
Gearbox made Borderlands.
Yep,
that's their flagship title.
All right, 2K was the publisher. All right.
Right.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk about that later, we can. But all right, then I see your point. But still, I'm still a bit pissed off because, and yeah, I mean, even in my review, not review, but overview, I would call it the DayZ standalone. I even said I don't know why people are critiquing the pre-alpha of a game. I mean, it's the pre-alpha. Why are you saying there isn't milk in this fridge that I can just take? I mean, it's a pre-alpha. Chill out. But I'm the guy that is last to critique a game unless it's full launch and it's worth critiquing. But it's a matter of principle, I guess. Now that you brought your points up, so new topic then. That was real fast.
There's something I wanted to bring up because Foster mentioned Peter Molyneux and I was talking. Did you guys hear he finally figured out that he's full of shit?
Yeah, really? I saw that that little admission that he gets a little overexcited. I think that he worded it in a way that is very understandable. Like, I think I guess that myself as a creator, sometimes the vision I see in my head is something that I try to achieve, but it never comes out the way that you imagine it. And I think he has a big issue with that.
But the fact that he just figured that out.
I think he knew. I think he always knew.
I think he was in denial.
Where did he say this?
I'm going to try to find the exact quote. Here we go.
Okay.
So here it is. He called Fable 3 a train wreck in his own mind, and that here's an exact quote. There's an empirical decay between what the idea is in your mind and what you end up with, no matter what creative field you're working in. I talk to a lot of creative people, and they've often been disappointed in their own work. And there is that empirical decay between the idea in your mind and what you end up with, no matter what you do, whether it's TV, movies, YouTube, video game development. And it's something that you have to sort of learn how to deal with and take that into account when you're writing or creating. And I think that it takes some guts for him to stand up and say, yeah, this is how I imagine games being, but this is how they end up, and I know that now, and he fessed up to it.
Is the key point of that.
Yeah. I think he's always going to be this way, though. I think that he's always going to talk about the idea that's in his mind and not the actual product. And he has a difficult time seeing a product without the potential that he has for it in his mind.
Because he's in his own little world, basically.
Yeah. Oh, Peter.
Yeah.
Why are you so weird? Okay, so
he's in Perfect Dark. That's why.
Speaking of people who are getting called out, and it may be different because Peter sounds like he kind of, he's in the wrong, obviously, so he should be called out. But Boogie recently posted about 12 hours ago. Yeah, 12 hours ago.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah, so it was about 2 days ago on Saturday. From Saturday. So, do you guys want me to read this? It's not that long. It's not as long as Cynical Brit, which Boogie referenced. But, all right, so he says, If you haven't heard, during the night I had a little mental breakdown. This is on his Facebook, by the way, that he posted. My depression and my anxiety are back and forth, and it's been difficult. I reached out to the YouTube community tonight to try to talk about it, talk about what's been bothering me, and I was met with the usual: a bunch of wonderful responses and a bunch of terrible ones as well. But even some of my most devoted supporters were appalled by the video. I unlisted that video, and I apologize for it. I am rapidly learning that YouTube is no longer a place for me to talk about my personal life and the things that bother me. I can no longer treat you as my family and friends because there are too many bad apples that are spoiling the bunch. I'll try my best to interact with you guys here on Facebook, Twitch, Reddit, and Twitter, but as far as YouTube comments are concerned, I am done for now. I need a break at least. Here's my vlog, and then he linked it, so I appreciate your love and support. And I apologize for this in advance, but if you dare type something as cruel as, "Oi, mate, you got your dream job, why are you moaning fuck?" I'll ban you the moment I see it, and I invite you to get fucked, winky face. So,
Yeah.
and Boogie's a good guy. I like Boogie, and he's a special guy in the sense of his mentality. Yeah, his mentality. He's a hard worker, and he's a really down-to-earth individual. But in the past, he's gone through a shit ton. Am I right, guys? Here.
Well, if I can say this about Boogie is everyone has flaws, but a lot of them we hide. Like I have a lot of flaws that I try to hide in front of the camera or behind the microphone. But when you're a guy like Boogie, it's really hard to hide that. I mean, he's a big guy. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
He knows that he's a big guy. He's dealt with weight problems his whole life, and he's had fun with it in the past. But when you put yourself out there like that, you're gonna get, even if it's a tiny percentage, even if it's a half percentage, which it's not, it's obviously gonna be a lot bigger on YouTube, it will get at you. I've had negative comments where I've had days where I've had a few negative comments that really brought me down, and some of them aren't even that true. I've had comments about someone actually.
Even Canadian. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I've had that, but that's just funny. No, I had a comment about how someone thought that my editing was crap, and it was one of my very first videos I ever did. They were trash talking my editing. Then the same dude went on a different video, said that he wants to glue pubes over my eyes. Don't know
Weirdo.
what that was about, but he was trash talking me. And early on in my YouTube channel, I got a lot of hate because I was basically going to forums and going, "Hey, please watch my videos." And because of that, I got a lot of people who were like, "Oh, this asshole, he's advertising his channel. That's bad. Let's go
Yeah.
say bad things about him." And
Yeah,
it took
but
a long time to actually establish a base that watched my videos because they like my videos.
yeah, but in the end, you finally found your base
Yeah.
and you're with them.
But
But
even now, I still get the negative
yeah,
comments,
yeah, there
just not on
always
the
will be
same
though.
scale.
Yeah, there always will be. But on Boogie's level, and he tweeted this out. I read this like early in the morning. Like he's up really early. His time, I think it was 3 a.m. But then again, he's nocturnal, and yeah, he is. He's told me. He's told
I
me.
think everyone,
Others.
every YouTuber has like a
But
nocturnal sort of cycle.
yeah, but he said it's very interesting to see how my viewer base, how a part of my viewer base is actually a part that despises me as much as it loves me. So he's talking about a significant part of his subscriber base
Yeah.
actually despises him versus loves him,
And I
and
think a lot of it
that's
is
interesting.
the Francis character. Like, even though, like, I find the Francis
Yeah,
character
I agree.
almost charming in a way. Like,
His
it's
acting's
so.
brilliant. I like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's captivating to watch. I love watching all the Francis videos, but those are his most viewed videos. And when your most viewed videos is you acting like, just a fat nerd who cries over losing his character in Diablo or
Mhm.
freaks out because of Star Wars lightsaber gift, you're attracting an audience that wants to make fun of you.
Yeah, that's true. And on YouTube, with all these trolls and all these little boys from middle school,
Yeah.
it just entices them. And look, I don't mean that every fat man or woman is going to be like him, and he's obviously not like that. It's an act, of course,
Yeah.
Francis. But whenever you put out that stereotype, and it's pretty because his acting is pretty good. Whenever it's actually what's the word, Foster? Convincing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Then or mesmerizing, or it's very in depth. Then you bring on, oh, you're a fat piece of shit. Why did they give you this lightsaber? They should have buried it. You know, you bring on the people that are totally against you, and the people that are just, you know, they
Yeah.
have a lot of hate inside of them.
I'm gonna do
And,
something that I don't think I've ever done. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
I am
Don't-
going to live read the comments that are most recently left on one of his videos, just to give you guys an idea of what he goes through. So let's see here. You know, I'm gonna open up the video he did where his Warcraft account got hacked.
Mhm.
The Francis character gets his Warcraft account hacked. So I'm going to go to new comments. You ready for this?
Mhm.
All right. So the first one is, "Hey, you look like a walrus." So you know, whatever.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. I've heard
Ugly
that.
fat. That's from. I probably shouldn't say the name of who left that comment. LOL. He has no life. Uh, it's only a game. Damn man, he really suffers. Uh, his rage in this video is beautiful. Well, this one I can't read. There's too many curse words here.
Yeah, if you're gonna type
I feel
a
bad
hate
for this guy.
message,
He's mentally retarded.
oh,
I mean, just looking at this, and there's a lot more. Here we go. This is pathetic, crying over a game. This is really sad. Like, if I was looking at comments like this, even if I knew I was putting a character on, a lot of these comments do come from a real place. Like, he is a nerd. He is a fat guy. You know, these are things that are exaggerated in his character, but that is still a part of him. You know, there's a lot of truth behind the character. Because, you know, he is a guy that loves his World of Warcraft. He loves his Star Wars, and he loves
League of Legends.
yeah, uh, and he puts himself out there, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
sad to see these
and
kind of things.
it is, and
Really
I will
is.
say, on a joking and a serious note at the same time, if you're gonna leave a hate message on any video, pull out a fucking thesaurus, please. Seriously, like, come up with any word that doesn't start with an F. All right, try and
Yeah.
do that, and if you do that, congratulations.
I'm getting sad just reading these comments. I'm gonna
You
stop
know,
reading.
then stop. Yeah, stop. But it's sad to see how people treat each other on the internet. And Silent, do you keep up with Total Biscuit?
No.
Foster, do you?
Yeah, and from time to time, like I've been
Yeah.
keeping up a lot more recently with I guess the YouTube drama.
Yeah, I've been falling off a bit. I haven't been watching him nearly as much as I did a year ago, but he is one of the very few YouTubers to really show to release a a look inside his own mind. And look,
Hey,
maybe
I had a series called Foster's Mind, you jerk.
look, I meant a serious kind of thing. But did Optic Nade ever?
You shut me
Uh,
down with that.
yeah, I did. Did Optic Nade ever talk about his YouTube hate and drama, or no? Either of you?
If he did, I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, that guy. Man, I feel bad for Nade. Nade's a good guy, but the shit he's been through, holy fuck! People just blame him for shit that he never did.
Even like Two Shot, gets hate for really dumb things sometimes.
Yeah, like Obama. Like, God damn it, Obama. My child starved because I can't get a job. Oh wait.
What? What?
Anyway.
That just got
Um.
sad. What?
I know. My bad. Shit.
What?
Anyway. In
Okay.
fact, all right. So here's Total Biscuit's reply to a guy that talked about how he evades common arguments and how he attacks YouTubers for what this guy for this what this Reddit user called a blunt argument. Really, like, just points something out, gets shot down instantly, in a very negative way. And Total Biscuit, once again, is a good guy, just like Boogie, but he does get a lot of hate too, because he does do reviews, and he has an unfiltered opinion, which is good. I like that. But to other people, that a lot of other people don't like that, more so than me. So, you guys want me to read this? It's not
Yeah,
that long.
sure, absolutely.
All right, if
Yeah.
I need to paraphrase it, just interrupt me. But
Afraid to paraphrase it.
I'll parrot raise it, but I'll raise it a parrot. Right. See, this is what happens when I try and quietly remove myself from the situation. People just make it worse and worse and worse. There's no winning. So apparently I should have made a final post saying why I don't want to engage on the subreddit anymore. So here we go. People like you are the reason I dread talking to my audience on a daily basis. A long time ago, I used to love waking up, logging in, and seeing what the viewers were saying, replying to their comments, doing the whole interaction thing. It was great. But that was a long time ago. Now, every time I post a Hearthstone video, I get anxiety over the amount of horrible comments it will get. It keeps me awake at night. I barely play the game.